What's up, cool cats and kittens? It is Uncle Mad, back to help you, help myself, help everybody with best bets for the NFL's Conference Championship weekend coming up this Sunday. If you're watching this video at the time of filming when the conference championship is coming up. If for some reason you're watching this in the future after the games have already happened, why? Whatever, who cares? Two huge matchups. As much as I'd like the Titans to be there, I feel pretty certain these are the four best teams. They're the four teams that should be there, so things kind of played out the way they should have. But we have to decide now, who are the real teams? Who's going to the Super Bowl? Who are we picking? Last week, the Magic Moneyline Dice gave us 3 winners and 1 loser. However, if you watch the video, you recall I didn't take the one that was actually a loser. I had already gone against that pick. The dice told us to take the Rams money line against the Packers, but I had already liked the Packers enough that I went ahead and threw my money on that one and had already disregarded the pick before I got it. So if you followed me on that one and followed the dice on the other 3 picks, we went 4-0. That's pretty dadgum good. So back to the dice again. But much like last week, there is one pick that I'm already on that we'll see what the dice says. Does it agree? Does it disagree? But Packers, once again, I'm going to go ahead and apologize to Green Bay Packers fans if any of you are watching this, because inevitably, once I get excited about a team, once I start riding them, it's only a matter of time before they fall apart and everything goes off the rails. So very good chance this happens this week, because ever since the Packers beat the Titans, I have been all over the Packers. Just, they seem like a wagon that's unstoppable to me at this point. Maybe it's biased because they beat the Titans so bad and I can't get that out of my head, but whatever. We're putting everything we have into these picks. I'm channeling Toby and his winning ways on the back. I'm not going to spin around because I don't feel like it. It says Toby only picks winners. Shirt available in the merch store down below. So, Packers, Bucs. The line opened at 3.5. I went ahead and took, actually it opened at 4. I'm giving out bad information. It opened at 4. I went ahead and took it there because I thought people would bet so heavily on the Packers that it would creep up to 6, 7, just keep getting higher. Weirdly enough, it went the other way. I don't know. I clearly, once again, showing how little I know about gambling and how lines work and things like that. The line has actually dropped to 3. So I've bet the Packers twice now. I took it when it opened at 4 because I thought it was going to go the other way and get too high. But it came back and went the opposite way what I thought it was going to go, and it's come down to 3, so I took it again at 3. So I'm doubling in on the Packers. We'll roll the dice. We'll see what they think about that game, but ultimately, I've already locked in the Packers twice, once at -4, once at -3. They'll probably win by 1 and screw me up no matter what happens, so we'll see what happens there. I also took, in this game, and this is probably my favorite bet of the weekend, the bet I think has the best chance of hitting, took Aaron Jones at +115 to score an anytime touchdown. He's a threat in the receiving game. He's a threat in the running game. And I think the Packers are going to put up a lot of points. Whether they win, lose, or draw this game, I think they put up at least 28 points. So that's 4 touchdowns if they get 28 points at least. So that's 4 opportunities for a guy who's a dual threat to get into the end zone. I like those odds. It was plus money. Seemed like an easy pick, so it's probably not. But that's probably my favorite pick of the weekend. I've already got that locked in as well. So 3 picks that I've already got locked in for the Green Bay Tampa game. I'm going to give Warren Sharp, who I don't always agree with, a lot of credit. He put out 2 really good stats that really swayed me and really made me think this is going to be a Green Bay game. Number 1, Green Bay has the most efficient scoring offense in the first half of games. Essentially means they have the highest percentile of successfully scoring on getting points off of drives in the first half. They score a lot of points in the first half. Science. Stat number 2 that he put with that, Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau Field, where this game is played, is 71-1 at Lambeau Field when leading at halftime. So, put those 2 together. Packers score a lot of points in the first half. They're basically unbeatable if they're leading at halftime. Seems like an easy win for the Packers. So, we're going to do 2 things with this game. I'm going to roll the dice just to see what the dice would pick if I was letting them pick for me. Just to see, do they agree with me? Do they have something else for us? Maybe they throw in a Packers money line. I don't know if that's worth the money on it, but if they say Packers money line, we'll take it. We're going to roll the dice. It basically has all the different options. It's got against the spread away, money line away, against the spread home, money line home, under, over. We don't take unders. If it lands on Packers money line, if it lands on over, I'll add those to my picks for this game. Anything else, we're not doing it because it would be going against the picks that we already have. And I don't bet unders, so if it lands on unders, unders suck. I've been betting a couple basketball unders because some people that I thought were pretty smart about basketball were throwing them out there, and I don't really watch the basketball game, so it's not the same principle of rooting against points. But every time I bet a basketball under, it's lost, so it's like a sign from above telling me stop betting unders. You said you're not going to bet unders. Forget what sport it is. It doesn't matter. Don't bet unders. So no more unders. So we're going to see what the dice says in relation to the Green Bay Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Do have to factor in the Buccaneers beat the crap out of the Packers earlier this season, but that was one of those games where everything that could have went wrong for the Packers, and it was also at Tampa Bay. Warm, sunny day in Florida. This is going to be frigid Lambeau Field, potential snow in the forecast. Had to throw in a couple facts about the Bucs. Roll the dice, let's see what it says. Under. Under, not gonna do it. No additional plays on that game. We got 3, that's probably enough anyway because they're probably all 3 gonna lose, so why add any more fuel to the fire? Moving on, the AFC Championship game. Chiefs back again. Bills, the darlings of the league this season, it seems like. They're in there. 2 high-powered offenses. A lot can happen. Points, 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 points. Here's where I'm looking at it. My gut tells me to go with the Chiefs. Spread right now, I'm showing it as Kansas City -3, same as the other game. Here's the factors that would lead me away from the Chiefs. I've been saying for a while, when people ask me who I think is going to win the Super Bowl, I keep saying it's hard to pick against the Chiefs till somebody knocks them off their pedestal. You know, they haven't looked as impressive as they did last season, but they haven't had to. You know, last year it was very similar in the playoffs, and, you know, they were going down 2 scores, and then when they just would decide to flip the switch, they'd flip the switch and go nuts. I had actually forgot how bad that Texans game was last year, where they were down 24-0 and came back to win that game. That is absolute insanity, because they ended up coming back and winning at like 40-something to 24, which is absolutely madness. So have they slow played it too much? Can they turn it back on when they haven't had to turn it on? A lot of factors up there. I lean Chiefs, but I haven't made a pick, so we're going to let the dice make the pick on this one. One thing I want to look at, the Buffalo Bills went on a really good run leading up into the playoffs. Everybody was getting really high on them. Everybody was saying, this is the Bills season. Bills Mafia is going to go nuts. They're finally going to be back. I want to look at who they played in that stretch where everybody was getting really excited about them. Okay, so let's go back and look at this little stretch here. Okay, so they had the Hail Mary pass where they lost to the Cardinals. That loss doesn't look so great looking back on it because the Cardinals kind of ended up stinking down the stretch. Next week, come back, beat the Chargers by 10. Next week, beat the 49ers by 10. Next week, beat the Steelers by 11. Next week, beat the Browns, smash them. Next week, smash the Patriots. Last week of the season, smash the Dolphins. Now, we look at those teams. At the time, it was seeming impressive because they were racking up wins, racking up points, killing teams. But if you look back on it, let's go through those teams again. Bills, Chargers stink. 49ers, they made it tough on teams. Kyle Shanahan did a masterful coaching job with what he had left between injuries and everything else that happened to that team. Steelers, I think we now know they were frauds. They were not what we thought they were at the time. That looked like a huge, massive win for the Bills at the time. Not so much now. The Steelers suck. Broncos were trash. Patriots, they'd completely given up by that point in time. And then the Dolphins. The Dolphins were probably a little bit overrated. They probably had caught a few wins they probably shouldn't have. That win looks a little more fraudulent looking back now, so I've now talked myself into maybe not needing the dice, because now I'm really thinking it's Chiefs. But I don't want to take 2 square picks, 2 sucker picks. That's the other thing about these lines being only -3 on both sides. It feels like they're both trap lines. Like they're trying to make you take them. Like you look at it and you say, oh, Green Bay by 3, that's easy money. I'm going to put like $1 billion on that. There's no way that loses. And it's a trap. Vegas knows more than we know. Got hair on my head, which is weird because I don't have any hair. Opposite side, Chiefs, it looks easy. If it was Chiefs -6, I'd stay away from it all day. But Chiefs -3, they've not covered in like 9 straight games, but all those games have been like +9, +8, plus like last week against the frickin' Browns, it opened at like +10.5. It was down to like +7.5 by the time kickoff came, but they've not been covering, but the spreads have been very big. This is the first time in a while they've had like a close, you know, spread of -3 that feels this is the time where if they're going to cover, they're going to cover. I kind of want to take Bills -3. Or not Bills -3, Chiefs -3. Crap. I'm kind of talking myself out of a corner here. I'm going to see what the dice says. I've kind of talked myself into Chiefs, just sitting here talking it through. There is the Patrick Mahomes injury. The concussion, it doesn't seem like that's as big of an issue as it was seeming like at the time. They're not even calling it a concussion anymore within the Chiefs. They're saying it was a stinger, but he's still in the protocol, because once you're in the protocol, you still have to go through it. So they seem to think it's not a... What the heck just fell over? They seem to think it's not a concussion, but he did injure his foot and was having some clear discomfort, clear mobility issues before the concussion happened. So is that still a factor? Because if he doesn't have his mobility, that hugely changes his game, his style of play. Who knows? Oh my gosh, excuse me, just ate a whole bunch of pepperoni pasta. It was delicious. Thanks to my wife for that delicious dinner. Shout out, Jesta. Let's roll the dice, see what it says. Maybe it'll agree with me and we can feel confident in that bet. I don't know what I'm going to do if it goes against me. No use putting it on. Home. I don't know if you can see that. Home against the spread. The dice and I are in alignment. The pick is Chiefs -3. We're going with the favorites. We're going with the favorites at home by the spread. Might even tease them. I've had some real luck with teasers the last couple weeks, teasing some teams that felt good, but I wasn't sure if the spread was going to work. Ravens kind of screwed me by not keeping that game close. I should have won on that teaser. I went on a teaser on the second day with the Bucs and the whoever it was, the frickin' Chiefs. Bucs and Chiefs teaser played out really well. So maybe I'll put these together and tease them. Maybe I'll do a little parlay. I think I've got a parlay boost on DraftKings, where if I could put them together on a Moneyline parlay to bring it up to plus money, that might be interesting. A lot of different things. Whatever I end up doing beyond what we've done in this video, I'll tweet it out. So as always, make sure you follow me at twitter.com/uncle_mad, mad with 2 D's. I'll put it down below so you can find it there. If you didn't watch our video Wednesday, Joe Mad has been retired, so he will not be putting out his traditional best bet on TikTok. I, in some form or fashion, am planning on doing that. I'm taking over the reins of the TikTok. My wife, for whatever reason, thinks I'm funny. I don't think so. I thought Joe was hilarious. I keep saying that. I don't want him to go away, but nobody finds him funny but me, so I'll try to think of something funny to do that's not Joe Mad for TikTok to give out what my best bet is on Sunday. It's probably something that I've already given out in this video because the picks I've made so far, picks I really like. But to recap, we've got Packers. I got it at -4 and I got it at -3. I got both. I bet it both times. So if you find anything in that range, go with it. I got Aaron Jones anytime touchdown. I really like that one. And then we got Chiefs -3. It's very chalky. It's very trappy. But like I said, we've gotten to the point in the season where I think everybody who would look at these 4 teams says they're probably the best 4 teams. We've probably got the right final 4. So why wouldn't we have the right final 2 in the Super Bowl? It just makes sense. We got the right final 4. We should have the right final 2. Chiefs and Packers have been the most consistent, the most impressive throughout the season. They were both the top seeds for a reason. The dice said Chiefs. It said under in the Packers game, so it didn't go against me on that one. If you want to bet the under because the dice said bet the under, go for it. I don't bet unders. But as always, gamble responsibly. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you have all notifications on so you get any alerts of any updated content we put out. I think I'm going to be home Sunday. I might even do a little live stream midday, kind of updates on what we're looking at. Who knows? I've been doing a lot of stuff since I got this microphone that my wife got me. Another shout out to Jesta. So, stay tuned for more great content. What are your best bets? What are you looking at this weekend? What are you going with? What are you playing? Is there anything I should add on that doesn't contradict what I've already put in? Let me know in the comments down below. It's a great use of that. Usually I have no idea what I'd want people to comment down below, but this is a great opportunity for us to communicate. Do you like my picks? Do you have other picks I should add? Any other props? Any other touchdown scores? First touchdown score? Anytime touchdown scores? Over, under, parlay, teasers. What else should I add? We've got the picks to start out with, the 4 that I've given out here today. More to come. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe. Blah, 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 blah. Bet responsibly. Don't stand so close to me. Why doesn't this chair ever want to scoot? I was going to do a slide out, but this stupid chair.